our next talk is titled "How Emotional Data Will Benefit Our Well-Being." Our speaker is the co-founder and COO of Vinaya, Mr. Dan Möller. Give it up one more time for him.
Thank you. Great. Hello, everyone. It's very loud. My name is Dan. I'm from Vinaya in London. Today I will talk to you about how emotional data will benefit our well-being. This is a kind of new area, a little bit scary, but I'm going to try to shed some positive light on it today. So let's start. First of all, I will share some numbers with you. 50% of teens feel addicted to their devices. I'm sure this doesn't come as a surprise to everyone. 77% of people experience symptoms related to stress every month. This is both physical and psychological issues that people have. Again, probably no surprises. 66% of traffic fatalities are caused by aggressive driving. This is linked to road rage, and I'm sure everyone has seen that as well. So let's get started. So Vinaya then, a company. We are based in London. We are part research lab and part design studio. We create products and we focus on modern well-being. Our products are right now a wearable technology, and we're trying to use a lot of human-centric insights when we develop our products. I just want to share some thoughts with you. This is just to give a little bit of an idea of what we are thinking about at Vinaya. Fortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to answer them today, but happy to discuss later. So how will humans push to transcend the boundaries of our existence? That's the first one. Can we create sentience that goes beyond humanity? Can we include human values in the artificial intelligence revolution? Very big questions, but this is things that we think about at Vinaya. So, what is well-being then? We see well-being as a moving target, meaning that everyone is different. We cannot create something that works for everybody. So, but at the same time, we need to have a holistic approach to well-being. So we look at things like body and mind and also emotions as part of this. We also believe that our brains are hackable, so we can, to a certain extent, become what we think. So how can technology help us here? So we have some emotional data sources, right? So we usually talk about three things. First is context data. Second one is biometrical data. And third is subjective data. And these all data sources are then combined, but it's going to go into a little bit all of these three. So context data, firstly, it gives context to the emotional data. So everything around you, all the data points around you, a lot of them comes from your phone. So it could be things like calendar events, or it could be your location data, or your text messages, or even which emojis you are using in your text messages can give some context. Could also be other products, other services, such as like what music are you listening to and when. So biometrical data, this is data that requires some real estate of the body. And we can now get this through smartwatches, also wearable technology. And we have different sensors, so biometrical sensor. It could be heart rate variability, and galvanic skin response, etc. We also have subjective data. Subjective data is, for example, when you set up an app, we can profile you. So we can kind of ask you some questions and get you into a group of people. So we can more estimate which kind of person you are. Also, when you have a product, we can ask you questions like daily touch points in an app, for example. This could be, say we have some biometrical data showing is this X or Y? And then we can ask you, and you can tell us if it's X or Y. So a very big important part of this is machine learning, and devices now actually have the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. This is a very important thing, and this is something that computers really help with. Something they're good at is pattern recognition. So we look over a lot of data and find patterns in that data. And then the algorithms can take intelligent decisions. You can say this data it's good, let's look more at this, and this is bad, let's kind of not look at that right now. The algorithms also self-modify, which means they learn with time, and over time, a multiple iteration of these algorithms, they actually learn about you and about your data, and can hopefully give better insights. So method. So we have we take all this data, we take the algorithms, and we create approximated data points. This can be things like stress or happiness, but we're also trying to work out unified score, indexing general well-being. But this is basically a method of tracking your well-being and your progress towards that well-being. We also have individual goals and priorities based on this. But what we want is to improve your well-being over time. We keep the history of the well-being, but we also look into future to see trends and if you're on a good road or in a bad one. We can also look in real time, but our focus is more on the trend forecasting side. Now we're going to go into some use cases, just some fun ideas what we could use this data for in the future. So, for example, imagine if you could tell which meetings makes you feel the most stressed. So maybe you can just reschedule them, or you can remove them altogether. What is your optimal time for workout or meditation during your day? How is your sleep affecting your productivity? And when should you go to bed, for example, to optimize that? Which people in your environment makes you feel less stressed? So dating is also a fun use case. So imagine if you could get quantitative feedback in real time on your dates. Was this a good one or a bad one? You could even use this data to match, so have your emotional data and match based on that. And when you're in a relationship, maybe you could see what impact that relationship has on your well-being over time. So driving, you saw the first little stat there. What if your car in real time would know your emotional status while you're driving? So maybe your car could then coach you to be calmer and for safer driving. Maybe if you also would know when you're more likely to cause accidents, and you could plan around that maybe, or think about it. So maps, interesting. We have this data layer, and what if we take data from location and put this over? So we could, for example, find right now which is the happiest bar in Berlin. And that would be nice to know, right? Or you could be warned about London's most stressed workplace. But basically, you could see real-time emotional data on a macro level. For example, the Brexit referendum the other week. How did London emotionally feel after that? It would be very interesting to see. Probably not that well, I would say. So this is something we talk about, visual emotion sharing. The baseline is that we think that we can communicate emotions in a better way on our devices than this emoji there, for example. Could we, for example, create beautiful art based on your personal emotional data in real time? You could save this as a specific event in your life, or you could share it with whoever you want. So now I've gone through all these things. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our products and how this kind of fits into the picture. So we launched Ultrus 2015 last year. It's a wearable device, kind of in jewelry. And the thing with this is that we want to reset the balance between digital and physical life. So people are spending too much time on their phones, basically. We're launching the next generation of that this year. We also incorporate some other things like IoT and fitness and sleep. But next year, that's when we're going to release Sesenta. And we are taking all this well-being into accounts. Sesenta, we see as your personal codes for body and mind. So it's basically everything I talked to you about today. It's a bracelet. It has all very high-tech biometrical sensors, so we get a lot of data on that side. And we just actually completed a successful crowdfunding campaign. So there are actually some people out there who are willing to pay for this product, which is always good to know. So finally, I would like to share this little quote with you. The present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you're attentive, you will see it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much. Awesome. Does anybody have a question? I think we have a short option to take a question. Would you be up for that? Yeah? Any question at all? Going once? Going twice? Thank you. Oh, okay, here we go.
Hello. I wanted to know if the examples that you provide about Berlin and London, happiest bar or most stressful workplace, would it mean that everybody needs to wear the bracelet in order to detect it, right?
Yeah, it depends. With time, I think we're going to wear these things without even knowing. Right now, you need like an Apple Watch or one of these wearable bracelets, and you need algorithms and everything to run to get this. But it's in the future, of course. It's a very good question. But yeah, you would need to have the data to be able to say these sort of things. So yeah, we need to acquire it somehow.
Is there no way to like detect it outside rather than just the vibration within your body? You can detect what is outside. So if you have somebody in a bar in Berlin, it's actually feeling the vibration around?
I'm sure there are many ways. Right now, we are looking at biometrics. In the future, I'm sure you could maybe have a camera that shows temperature of faces or whatever it is. But yeah, I don't know.
Thank you.